Ladies and gentlemen, good evening. Our guest.
Et puis après ça, s'il y a quelqu'un parmi ici qui est content de faire mariage, il y a beaucoup qui s'en a, pour quand même faire ma première. Sinon, après ça, nous pouvons faire une présentation d'un projet qui est avec ma mariage, qui est déjà en Maurice, et juste après, il y a un peu de changement de vie, déjà. Oui, c'est le charge. Sans qui tarder,
Tonight is His Holiness Bhakti Tirtha Swami from the United States, from the International Society for Krishna Consciousness in the United States. Your Holiness, you are in Mauritius this time for a specific mission. Could you tell us briefly what is the main purpose of your visit?
I'm completing a 35-country world tour, and this tour has particularly involved first visiting the Hare Krishna temples, and then having a chance to meet with the medical community to address health, particularly from a holistic perspective. I've had several encounters with the business communities where I've had a chance to give workshops and seminars on principle-centered leadership, conflict resolution, stress management, time management, and most important, to interact with the interfaith communities. Now, my special mission here in Mauritius is that I've been invited by our devotee, Hare Krishna congregation, and also from members of NATS, to have a chance to address issues dealing with social degradation. And so this focuses on drug abuse, on crime, violence, prostitution. So we've had interesting encounters with some of the ministers, with some the chief magistrates, and wonderful opportunities to do like this, to address the media through radio, through television, and also through newsprint.
Swamiji, you've been here in Mauritius for a couple of days now. What has been your assessment of the drug situation in Mauritius, Mother?
Well, it's somewhat becoming a phenomenon all around the world. If we look close, we'll see that the illicit and pharmaceutical drug business is the #1 business in the world. There's no enterprise that makes more money. Second largest business is defense. So we are becoming a global community that while we are narcoticizing ourselves, we are perfecting our ability of how to defend and kill each other. So this is quite sad. In Mauritius, about 50% of all the prisoners in jail are in jail due to drug-related crimes. Now in Mauritius, about 40% of the youth from age 12 to 24 are smoking, and about 25 to about 24% or so are chronic drinkers of alcohol. So even though we have a small country, somehow we're beginning to imbibe some of the unhealthy patterns of much of the world, especially the Western world. See, America, for instance, its #1 export is entertainment. And so much of that entertainment is about illicit activities. So many of the heroes are heroes who do not possess morality, integrity, and ethics. So one of the significant reasons that I'm here was to meet with many of the leaders in the educational sector, commercial sector, political sector, and say it's time for a serious wake-up call. That an interesting plague is taking place all around the world, and it has to do with so much involvement in feeling less. We are people who often know the price of everything and the value of very little. We don't want to be people who just want to be honored. We want to be honorable. We don't want to be entities who have a failure and see ourselves as a failure. We want to learn from failure, recognize we made mistakes, but that we are not failures, and we use the mistake for growth.
Your Holiness, any special message for Mauritians?
Mauritians have a chance to be one of the #1 countries in the world, or to be a country that will fragment like we've seen with many third world countries due to the small infrastructure. It's at a crossroads now. And we pray and we have confidence that there are leaders here who will come to the call of duty by looking at what things have affected much of the world in a negative sense and not embrace that and take those things that are healthy. And one way that's can happen if the religious leaders connect more. This is what is lacking in Mauritius right now. Religions are going on, ethnic groups are going on, but there's, for instance, no solid interfaith council. There should be a solid interfaith council where religious leaders are proactive. They're already making so many arrangements and plans to guarantee an ongoing, smooth running society so that it arrests the kind of wave that's gradually beginning to sweep. And then we pray that the leaders themselves will realize that their examples will make a big impact on what the future is. Because our actions speak much louder than our words. So leaders should be more motherly or fatherly, and that just as a father has many different children, loves them all, and tries to constantly see what is the greatest good for the greatest amount of experiencing the development for the family. Leaders should think, what is the greatest good that will help the greatest number of people? And if they maintain this focus, we guarantee you, Mauritius at this time will be able to set an example for many parts of the world. Otherwise, it will be in this de-escalating syndrome that is happening on the global scene.
Your Holiness, thank you very much for your time, and we wish you a very safe and happy trip back.
We were most happy to be here. We have special love for such a diversified country, and we pray that the country will prosper like anything in the future. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Et maintenant, nous pouvons faire une requête avec His Grace Prabhu Jayananda. Prabhu Jayananda, c'est grave, venu au stage.